Have y'all seen Love is Blind season 3? I have a bunch of unpopular opinions, especially about the Cutie scene. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiana. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the subscribe button right now before you watch the rest of this video. It really helps my channel and it really helps me grow. And let's get right in because the tea is hot. Let's start with the least interesting. When I say least interesting, I guess I mean least problematic. They got enough screen time to have their story followed, but they didn't actually do anything. They're pretty healthy. They communicated pretty well. The funniest moment that everybody always goes back to when talking about them is the closet scene, Alexis and Brennan. I love Alexis. She is a queen. But they were pretty quiet the whole show. They hadn't said much. And I will say somebody made a really good point on TikTok. They said Brennan is one of the only people who, when the father asks, what do you love about my daughter? He was the only person who said something that didn't serve him. He talked about her qualities. He talked about how good she is as a person. He didn't talk about oh, she makes me happy. He didn't talk about what she could do for him. And I thought that was a really great point. But the thing about Alexis and Brennan, they were quiet this entire time. The entire time. So unproblematic. And then they got to the reunion. And it was who are these people? These situations have nothing to do with you. Why are you speaking on it? Why are you speaking on the pool party? Were y'all even there? Weird time to speak up, but maybe they just wanted to showcase their voices, because at that point at the reunion, I don't know if it was already filmed or not. Maybe they wanted more attention. Maybe they wanted more screen time or something, but that was wild. Next, I'm gonna talk about everybody's favorite couple now, sk and Raven. When I tell you I was obsessed with sk and Raven, I think majority of people, I was along with the people who were kind of okay, yeah, this girl just she wants a provider, which I don't understand why people were so upset about that. And the people were up in arms when she said she wanted sk to pay her rent while he was in California. They were upset, pissed off. And I was just what? I personally love Raven, and I think the whole world does now too. The whole world owes Raven an apology for how they treated her the first 4 episodes. They were calling this girl all types of names because she wanted her husband to provide. What? But I understand where she's coming from. You're my husband. What do you mean? Yeah, pay my rent. Now, I get the whole school situation. I swear I do. I get the whole school situation. Money's tight. But do you think she was not going to help? Did you think she was not going to pitch in? But what she was saying is, my quality of life should not suffer because you decided you wanted to get married to me, but then you also decided you wanted to still do schooling in California. But a lot of people are oh, she's a gold digger. She only cares about money. Who wants to get married just to struggle? Who? Please tell me who. Shayna from last season saying oh, there's a lot of girls talking about, money and how much their partners make, and when did the world become the 1950s or whatever she said. Basically just saying that we're equal now. Women can work and pay as well. Okay, boo-boo, if that's what you like, that's what you like. If you want to pay, you can pay. As for Raven, she wants her rent paid. And there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of men were upset by that. And they're oh, this is why I don't date these type of women. Okay, date somebody who requires less. I don't understand why people literally want to date females who don't, like, instead of dating somebody that is okay with going 50-50 with you, they'd rather try to date somebody who requires so much more of them and bring them down to their level instead of just dating on their level. Like, it does not, it makes no sense. It literally makes no sense. Why are you trying to date somebody who you just literally find somebody who requires less? Some men get so upset by the fact that a woman has a standard that they cannot reach. And so they tear her down. Oh my God. But sk&raven, we love them. We stand them. SK was like, I was so happy to see Raven shut that down. He was like, period. I got a loyal one. And Raven was like, yeah. So next, we're going to talk about Jelly Bean Colleen and Mr. Attitude Matt. He has such an attitude. People were saying things about him like, oh, I want her to get out of that relationship. She looks scared. Now, granted, I don't know if y'all seen the faces that she was making literally on camera at the reunion. And I'm sure she was just like deep in thought because like she had to relive so much stuff that I'm almost 100% was truly traumatic for her. She had to relive like some people would call it infidelity. I don't. I call it inappropriate conversation. You know, she had to relive that and she had to think about, you know, all the hurt that she caused because during this time of filming, they're hanging out with each other. So imagine you go back and see that and then you've been kikiing and ha-haing with this person all in their face and you chatting it up with a man behind their back. Not to mention Matt screaming, he's literally leaving every 2 seconds. Oh my goodness, I'm leaving. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. Well, Matt, like, first of all, he kept going on and on about how he met somebody. And I don't know if he was married before or if he was just like in a relationship and she cheated on him. First of all, with the way he acts, I'm not saying she was right, but I'm saying I get it. I feel like Matt was stuck on this whole, I'm hurt. I've been hurt before. I'm not going to go through this again. Then you should not be trying to get married if you're still hanging on to that hurt. Like, okay, you want a new partner. You want somebody to love. Okay, cool. Fine and dandy. That is valid. That's a valid thing to want. And you should want that. You should want to get that. And you found that in Jelly Bean Colleen. However, if you were not healed from that previous situation, you should not be getting married. Because anytime she do anything, the first thing you're going to say is, I've been hurt before. You're punishing her for somebody else's mistakes. Yes, she did have that inappropriate conversation with, if you're going to forgive her and move on, then forgive her and move on. Because she took full accountability for it. She was upfront about the conversation that happened. She told him that same night. And that was that. And Cole did not do that. He tried to gaslight Zenith into thinking that it was no big deal. And Colleen told Matt exactly what it was. And Matt even said it at the reunion. He said, when I saw the tape, I was not surprised by anything. And when Zenith said she saw the show, she was like, that's not what I thought this was. You said it was something more innocent. Sounds like a lack of accountability to me. I love Colleen. I don't care what nobody say. I feel like Colleen shouldn't have gotten into a relationship with Matt solely based on the fact that I feel like she just wanted to be on the show. First it was Bartiz to Cole. I genuinely hope that their relationship survives. I don't wish nobody's marriage to end. So what I do hope is that Matt gets the therapy that he needs. And I hope that Colleen is a strong woman. So next we're talking about Bartiz and Nancy. Nancy's family don't play. Bartiz, I feel like he did try with Nancy, but their age difference, let me tell you why it wouldn't have worked. Their age difference, for one, Nancy would have had to take care of him. Now, I don't know what Bartise did for a living, but Nancy, like, the fact that he was not on the same financial page as Nancy speaks volumes. Because when she said, you know, if I make $200,000 per year, we make $200,000 per year, he was all like, he was trying not to show it, but baby, them eyes was fluttering. I was actually shocked that he was the one to say no. But I had initially thought that come hell or high water, Bartise was gonna say yes to Nancy solely based off the fact that it was financial security for him. I don't know, it was just like such an awkward dynamic between the two. I feel like if they had met, they would have been really good friends. I do feel like they loved each other though, but I feel like the moment he saw Raven, it was over with for Nancy. It almost felt like he did himself a disservice to not try to talk to her. I think they were literally just like living their lives and going about the experiment and not thinking about the repercussions of what's going to happen and how am I going to make these people feel when this airs on national television. I don't think that was ever taken into account. I was really aggravated with the Bartise situation and abortion stuff. It felt like they weren't even trying to understand where Nancy was coming from. They just went straight into babies are blessings. I was very happy with her honesty to say, like, you know, if I knew that my child would be special needs or you know, something that's going to make my life, you know, give me a trauma, I would choose another route. Because not a lot of people would admit to that. First of all, I don't feel like this show should be for anybody under 30. Maybe 29. But 24? You're ready to get married sight unseen at 24? What's wrong with you? I think most people only hate Bartise because he called Raven a smoke show. Get over it. Raven is hot. He shouldn't have did that while he was engaged, obviously. But like, get over it. These people all dated each other. I didn't have much to say about Bartise and Nancy. I wasn't that big of a fan of neither of them. I love Nancy, but I just don't like her with Bartise. I did not love who she was with Bartise. Cole and Zenab. Let's talk about the relationship from the beginning though. Cole made it very clear that he was used to dating white women. I say this because he said, I don't normally date Zenabs. I date lilies. So he from the back was like, even though this isn't what I normally go for, I truly am choosing the woman that I connect with blindly in the pods, which I love that for him. That's what the whole experiment is about. What I don't think he did right was going after Colleen at the pool party. Now, granted, she obliged. That is what it is. But when confronted with the situation, he took no accountability for it. He did end up apologizing. She said it was 2 weeks later. He said it was a day later. Either way, like the way he took accountability for it or the way he took accountability for it on screen that we saw was that he was like, he was making it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal. They were just, you know, like just talking or whatever. And then when he talked to Matt, he also downplayed the situation. Cole is kind of like, you're a liar. You're a manipulator. You're a gaslighter. And he treated Zenab like absolute crap from the beginning. I do feel like he wanted to be in love with her and he wanted to be there for her physically. But let's face it, and his jokes were not funny. They were offensive. I want to say this. Zenab's triggers are not Cole's responsibility. But when you've made a commitment to somebody, to love them and to cherish them and to be with them, you have to make conscious decisions about the things that you say around them because you know what triggers them. And then on top of that, Zenab is not getting off scot-free. She did nag. Let me tell you something about nagging people. They don't nag if you fix stuff the first time. They were like, oh yeah, she could have been nicer about the stuff being on the floor. Here's the thing. What I feel like it is, and this is what I'm saying, it's an unpopular opinion. Zenab was who she was from the very beginning. She doesn't like mess. She let him know he doesn't like mess. This is y'all problem, and this is why a lot of marriages fail, because y'all pretend to be okay with stuff y'all absolutely hate in the very beginning. So then when y'all start nagging about it, y'all try to pretend oh, it was the beginning and it was no. She doesn't like a messy, put the towels in the thing. But in the beginning, y'all saw in the cupcake phase that y'all are forgiving people over and over for doing things that you actually don't want them to do. So then, when you finally get over that cupcake phase and reality starts to set in and they're doing those things that you hate over and over and over again, you're upset and you hate them for it and you resent them for it. And they're over there thinking I've been doing this all this time. Why all of a sudden is it a problem? Because you never said nothing and you never actually spoke about what was wrong. Zenab spoke her issues from the very beginning and y'all hated that. Let's skip to the wedding. Y'all literally were saying oh, she was trying to have her deepty moment. She was trying to have her deepty moment. What? Can y'all please tell me how the two compare? They both had their own experiences in this whole thing. So did Colleen want a deepty moment? Y'all get attached to these characters, and then when somebody else has a similar experience, y'all automatically be oh, she's copying so and so. What? This show is called Love is Blind. They went through the same exact experience, and both of them just so happened to end up with shitty men. If that's the case, Alexis and Brendan is trying to be like Lauren and Cameron. Unproblematic. But Cole literally sitting there looking he was looking dumbfounded. This came out of nowhere. I'm sure when he looked back at the show, he could understand why Zenab said no. But standing up there, they had to have had some type of good relationship outside of the cameras, because he was standing up there looking dumbfounded. He looked like he did not know that she was going to say no. And we're sitting here in the audience looking how could you not know? I think it is completely unfair the way that the internet is going after Zenab. They are calling her a liar. They're calling her a manipulator. They're calling her a narcissist. They're calling her a gaslighter because of her triggers. But basically, she said, I'm sorry. My triggers are not your triggers. I'm sorry that Deepti's wedding was a week before mine and before you or I ever even knew her story. She went in and she's basically saying y'all are crucifying me for having triggers. Now, this is when I go back to say her triggers are not anybody's responsibilities but her own. The Cutie story did look incriminating. I will say that. The Cutie story, 100%, 85% did look incriminating, because anybody from the outside, which is what we are, outsiders, looking in, can see that it was a jokey joke. But for her, it was real. It was hurtful, because it was okay, you already know I have body issues. What we're not about to do is sit here and act because she misunderstood a whole joke and because she got triggered by a joke, don't sit here and act like you've never been in a relationship where you took something to heart that your man said that was a joke. So now you're a narcissist too. I don't like the way that the whole internet flipped on her. People were dogging Cole every single day. Every single day. You're trash. You're trash. I hate you. You deserve hell. I hope you never find a good relationship. Your relationship with God is fake. And then Zenab comes with the Cutie story. And all of a sudden, you go through Cole's Instagram. I'm so sorry, I didn't believe you. Believe him what? He never said anything. And then you go to Zenab and they're literally attacking her character. They're assassinating her. Be for real. We see him literally insult her and treat her like she's crazy, like a nagging bitch, for 8 episodes straight. And in the last 20 minutes of the reunion, all of a sudden, Zenab is mean, manipulative, a gaslighter, a narcissist, a bitch. Like, what? Y'all are aggravating. Yes, Zainab was aggravating too, but she is not a narcissist. She is a hurt soul who shouldn't have gotten married if she was not healed and not able to handle her own triggers. And the thing is, I like Cole. He's funny, but I didn't like Cole with Zainab. I don't think there was anybody on this show that I actually didn't like except Matt. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what your thoughts are about season 3 of Love is Blind. I have so many more thoughts. I didn't write any notes. I just decided to come up here and get glam so that I could just get all my thoughts out, but I'm pretty sure there's more. I'm pretty sure there's points that other people want to make, so let's have a healthy discussion, a nice discussion, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!